who fled the scene.
And as part of its effort to encourage community service, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney will gift 5 seniors with a special prize. We'll tell you how to enter.
And the CDC will vote on whether to recommend Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine to kids. We've got the look ahead coming up.
And some of us dealing with severe weather and lots of rain out there this morning. We're tracking that heavy rain threat for you here on News 15.
From Fox 15, News 15 Today starts now.
Good morning. You're watching News 15 Today. I'm Carter Siminow.
Good morning. I'm Alex Worstel. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Well, we start off with a check of the weather with Storm Track 15 meteorologist Adam Olivier.
Yes, Adam, we are expecting more rain today. What's the latest?
Yeah, Alex and Carter, we're tracking some big storms out there, including a severe thunderstorm right now for parts of Lafayette and St. Landry parishes. Now, the good news is it has kind of weakened, but still you can see the yellow blinking box there indicating that severe thunderstorm warning, which continues until 8:15. So we'll see if they carry this all the way through. Either way, a pretty significant storm, but earlier we were seeing a lot more purple colors that we had on radar, but now those have faded away as this has moved closer towards Carencro. Very heavy rain right now and possibly some small hail with this. We're going to keep an eye on that one. More concerned right now is this one that's coming into Crowley. It's almost getting a little bit of what we call a rear flank downdraft, pushing it out at the bottom side. So we're going to have to watch this one closely for some stronger winds on the southern side of this right into Crowley. And all this headed towards Lafayette in the next 30 minutes. More storms out there over the Atchafalaya, but for now, we are just tracking those thunderstorms in your forecast through the morning time. Heavy rain, though, expected as we get into the overnight hours tonight. More details on that coming up in just a little bit.
Okay, good deal, Adam. We'll continue to check in with you in just a bit. Louisiana State Troopers are still looking for a driver of a stolen SUV that crashed and killed 1 teenager and injured 3 others.
Police say it happened just after 2 a.m. yesterday morning on Highway 167 in St. Landry Parish.
A state trooper chased the speeding SUV but ended the pursuit due to weather conditions and unsafe speeds. But moments later, the trooper discovered that the SUV had run off the road and crashed. 15-year-old Trayshawn Harrison of Abbeville died. 3 other passengers were sent to the hospital with moderate injuries. The suspect fled on foot. Criminal charges are pending in this ongoing investigation. The House Judiciary Committee passed bills to establish a new state motto and song. The current state song is "You Are My Sunshine." But under changes, a new cultural song, Southern Nights, by New Orleans music legend Alan Toussaint, will be added. The new motto would change from Union, Justice, Confidence to We Live and Die for Those We Love. The proposal for the new motto passed by a vote of 10-2, with committee members adding that the new statute would not require any official state flags, buildings, or seals to be changed or corrected. Louisiana is currently one of 31 states that requires a permit in order to conceal carry a firearm. But a House bill could soon change that. House Bill 596 would allow Louisiana citizens that are 21 and older to conceal carry a handgun without a permit. The author of this bill, Brian Fontenot, says he believes requiring a permit infringes upon citizens' Second Amendment rights.
Restrictions on our constitutional freedoms. We see across America now that 20 states, soon to be 21 states across this country, are allowing citizens to exercise their right without any requirements in front of those rights.
Fontenot's bill cleared the House last week with a 73-28 vote and a veto-proof majority. It will make its way to the Senate committee sometime next week.
The city of Broussard will begin phase 1 of the envisioned Broussard South Bernard Road to Clara project tomorrow.
That's right. Main Street will be closed to traffic just west of the Village of Broussard subdivision for 30 days. This closure is needed to allow for drainage improvements.
All residents of the area will have access to their homes. Alternate routes for traveling to and from Lafayette will be Albertsons Parkway and Highway 90.
Detour signs will be provided to help direct traffic. Drivers should allow extra time on your commute.
The need for help to feed hungry children in Acadiana is increasing more than ever. Paul Scaffalo with Second Harvest Food Bank says 1 in 4 children are dealing with food insecurity, and the number of children needing assistance has increased even more during the pandemic.
What we're trying to do is bridge that gap between the summer programs and allowing them to eat a hot meal daily. More people that will come out and volunteer, the more we're able to help young kids get food.
While Second Harvest is preparing meals here in Acadiana, they are continuing to help those in Lake Charles after the devastation of last hurricane season.
Gordon McKernan injury attorneys announce a new contest for Louisiana high school seniors.
Gordon's Grads is giving any eligible senior the opportunity to win a brand new laptop. To enter, create a short video explaining what role community service plays in your life.
Each participant will then need to complete a registration form on the getgordon.com website. A committee will pick the top 5 videos, which will be posted on the Gordon Company Facebook page.
The top 3 videos with the most likes and shares will win a laptop, and the other 2 will get a $500 gift card. For contest details, visit the website mentioned.
Well, Hubbell Dermatology will host a blood drive this Thursday at their office here in Lafayette. You can register to donate blood and also get a free skin cancer screening, or you can do both. Donate anytime between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Call or text 337-989-7272 to schedule your free skin cancer screening.
And over at the Children's Museum, today they're opening a new exhibit to help introduce preschool-age children to the world of literacy. It's called the Knowledge Nook. The ribbon cutting will take place at 9:45 this morning, and you must pre-purchase tickets for a reserved time slot. Throughout the day, there will be special guest readers. Visit the Children's Museum of Acadiana's website for hours of operation and information on tickets. To catch up on continued coverage of the latest news around Acadiana and the state, visit our website, kadn.com.
Still to come on News 15 today, pediatricians and parents prep for a COVID-19 vaccine for kids by Thursday. We've got the latest in what health officials are projecting.
And strong storms rolling through parts of Acadiana. Rain, you are up next. Lafayette, you're after that. We're talking about not only these strong storms, but a flood threat in your forecast coming up.
And Al Aber is spending his morning traveling around the city of Washington. We'll tell you where he's at next.
That would be lovely if you could. What do you have to spare?
Check.
Let's.
Hey,
if you
hey
can give
Brandon,
me 30.
I'm wearing a hood,
extra,
so don't worry about the hair.
That'll be great. Yeah. Thank you.
Where are we going right now? Al?
Yes.
Yeah, let's get it for the second half as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome back to News 15 today. Alex, did you know that the town of Washington was founded in 720?
You know, 1720, huh?
1720.
I did know that because you've said it 800 times, and Al has
He's been saying it since yesterday.
Yeah.
But that's where he is this morning in historic Washington, checking out some of the cool local spots that you can check. Oh, look at him, all bundled up.
He is bundled up in the rain. Al, how's it going out there?
Oh, look, it's going great. It's raining. Thank you, Adam Olivier. That's right, 1720, Alex. You've learned a valuable history lesson. Hey, I'm here with Vicki Thibodeau. We are in the cemetery. She's with the Washington Cemetery Foundation. Tell us what you guys do.
Well, we are a volunteer organization that was developed by the mayor a year ago in March. And what we do is we respect the past and preserve the future. We have graves here where there's no more family members. So what we do is we try to restore the graves so they're not lost. And to keep our cemeteries beautiful, so people who do have family here is an enjoyable sight.
Well, now this grave, for instance, this is a pretty old grave. Tell us about this one.
Well, this was evidently a resident from Washington, and in the days of 1700s, when the cemetery was established, a lot of the graves were written in French. We have a Jewish cemetery across the street. Mr. Lamonte here, it shows that he was buried in
1886.
1886. And the way the headstones, a lot of the headstones are reading in the cemetery here. It goes by he was 49 years, 6 months, and 3 days old. Wow. So it's just a different, to see how the cycle has come with the headstones and the graves and everything. And the architect on here, the structures, this is the type of graves that we're working on with our foundation. No more family. We want to restore these graves. We want to preserve them in a dignified way, and we want to respect them.
You know, Vicki, this is really cool. And look, I know that I have actually taken graveyard tours. This is another thing to do when you come to Washington. Tour the cemetery. It's really an interesting place. There are some graves that go all the way back to the 1700s because, as Alex Restell said, yes, Washington was founded in 1720. Look, Vicki, thank you so much for being with us. We're going to go back to you in the studio while John and I stand out here in the rain.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vicki.
That's dedication right there.
Absolutely.
John and Al, you guys are real troopers, and we appreciate you showing us that. Very interesting stuff.
And our camera probably making it through the
Hopefully
through
he's
the
got the
conditions.
cover.
I'm sure he does.
Alrighty, well, we've got to check in with Adam Olivier as it is raining out there. Well, first we're also going to check in lawmakers.
They want major airlines to scrap expiration dates for flight credits indefinitely. More on this plan to help you.
And then we check in with Adam Olivier as thunderstorms are sticking around in our forecast. More on that coming up next. Stay with us 8:12 on your Tuesday morning.
Always tracking, always alerting. Here's your Storm Track 15 weather.
Welcome back. Showers and thunderstorms getting an early start here around Acadiana.
Oh yeah, let's see the latest from Storm Track 15 meteorologist Adam Olivier. Adam, what can you tell us?
Well, Carter and Alex, we are tracking quite a bit out there. Now, the good news is the severe threat has ended for the time being, but I'm about to show you that it may be trying to ramp up here in the next few minutes. First, let's set the stage. Some big storms to our north. We were watching a lot back out to the west, and now this line has progressed eastward with some very heavy rainfall, and we could see some flash flooding concerns out of this. Notice it's not moving that much, and in fact, in parts of, say, St. Landry, Acadia, even northern Lafayette Parish, we are seeing some intense rainfall rates with slow-moving storms. So flooding quickly becoming a problem here as this boundary, and you can see it laid out across the area, just kind of sits on top of us, leading to some real concerns here. Now, right now, this is the storm I'm most focused on. We had the earlier severe warning, which has been allowed to expire. That is no longer an issue. But you see this right here. This is a backward C shape, what we call a bow echo, and on the back side where you see these lighter green colors, stronger winds may be trying to push their way on in here right as this approaches rain. What that tells me is we could easily see a severe thunderstorm warning like that in the next few minutes. So rain, be on the standby for some strong winds entering your area. Branch, you're just getting a lot of rain right now. This stretches down to Ebenezer and back into Crowley, and all this moving almost due east. So that puts it into the Lafayette area within the next 30 minutes. Now, it's already raining in parts of Lafayette here as we see showers and thunderstorms popping up across the region. Again, very heavy rain. This was the earlier severe thunderstorm warning, and that has since been allowed to expire. But look at the rain here, the lightning and thunder right on top of rain. This is the most intense part of the storm. Maybe some hail back up to the north, just to the east of Ellis here, that purple showing up, and then over towards Arsinoe. So a lot to track here, not only the flood threat, but also the strong wind threat and the hail threat too. We've already seen some reports of hail out of the storm earlier, just to the south of Carencro. More heavy rain right on top of you in Carencro. This spreads back to Arnaudville and then back out over the Atchafalaya. There's Hope, Louisiana, also getting in on this. And then into Lafayette, it's basically stopped right at the interstate. Here's the interstate right here. Until you get to Scott, then it dips back on down. But this heavy rain is just going to kind of sit on these areas as this whole batch works its way on to the east. And so that's where that flood concern really becomes an issue as we get into the next, say, 20, 30 minutes. Carencro, Gloria, you're getting all that heavy rain right now spreading back to Kankton. That's where we had some of that hail reported earlier. Sunset, the worst, is south of you, but still some lightning showing up with this storm. And then we go back out towards the Atchafalaya. Right now, just mainly some light rain across the Basin Bridge from Henderson extending eastward, but some heavier stuff to the north up towards Krotz Springs. So I-10 at Ambassador, we're going to be watching this camera because this is right where those storms are going to be coming from. In fact, they'll actually be coming this way across your screen. So we're going to be watching those storms here in the next few hours. Models have finally caught up to the idea that it's going to be a lot stormier for the morning time, and they carry these storms sticking with us here through 10 o'clock in the morning, if not later, before finally taking this stuff eastward, leaving us quieter for the afternoon. But actually, they redeveloped some more, so we're going to have to watch those storms with that flood threat. Flash flood watch in effect from 1 p.m. today until 1 p.m. tomorrow. We expect more heavy rain overnight, more thunderstorms. We'll do it all over again tomorrow morning, it looks like.
Okay, well, we're prepared. Thanks to you, Adam. We'll check back in just a bit. SpongeBob is coming to Lafayette. Callie Terrio joins us next to tell us all about SpongeBob the musical, set to hit the stage this week.
Hi, how's it going? I'm great. How are you? Yes. Okay. Let me fix that. Okay. Is that better? Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am. That was pretty much my generation. I think it came out in 99. So sounds good. Just Cali Terrio.
Welcome back. Sorry about that, Callie. Joining us now, we have Callie Broussard-Theriault. She joins us to tell us about a fun musical coming from May 13th to the 16th. Good morning, Callie. How are you?
I'm great.
So tell us everything we need to know about this SpongeBob musical, where it's at, how we can get tickets.
Yes, awesome. So, SpongeBob the Musical is CYT's latest production. It's our first production back at Angel Auditorium on UL's campus since COVID. So, we are back in the auditorium. We just found out that we can increase our seating capacity. So, we have new, really awesome seats that just went on our website. So, if you go to cytlafayette.org, you'll be able to see all the available seats. This musical is hilarious. It's funny. It's high energy. If you're a fan of the TV show, you'll love it. But if you're not a fan of the TV show, it has something for everyone. Great songs, dances. All of the music was written by different pop artists. So there's
Oh,
songs
wow.
from John Legend, Steven Tyler. There's songs from Yolanda Adams, all kinds of different artists. So there's really something for everyone.
Okay, that sounds so great. That's going to be a really wonderful thing to see. Again, remind folks when and where if they're interested.
Yes, so the show opens on May 13th and it will run through the 16th at Angel Auditorium on UL's campus.
Okay, good deal. Well, listen, Callie, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything that you want to add or remind folks at home before we head out?
Yeah, so this production is all 8 through 18-year-olds. We have 2 different casts and they've been working so hard, and I promise they are going to blow you away with their talent.
Okay, well, listen, we appreciate you coming on. It sounds like, again, it's going to be a great musical, and hopefully we'll check in soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All righty, guys, stay with us. We got a whole lot more coming up on News 15 today. We're talking voting rights coming up. Stay with us.
Welcome back to News 15 today. The controversy over voting rights heats up in the Senate when a Democratic-led committee begins debate today on the For the People Act. We discuss that now.
On Capitol Hill today, the battle over voting rights as Senate Democrats debate a House-passed bill that would mean a massive overhaul of U.S. elections.
Our Republican colleagues face a critical choice between working with Democrats in good faith to pass a law to protect our democracy, or siding with Republican state legislatures that are orchestrating the largest contraction of voting rights in decades.
The so-called For the People Act would automatically register eligible citizens to vote, guarantee 2 weeks of early voting, and allow mail-in ballots. Their bill would also allow volunteers to offer water to voters waiting in line, something Georgia recently made illegal. It's a response to new voting rules by Georgia and other GOP-led states, including Florida and Texas, restricting mail-in and drop box voting. The Democrats say will shrink voter access, especially for black voters.
This is a full-fledged assault on voting rights, unlike anything we have seen since the era of Jim Crow.
In Georgia, we're making it easier to vote and harder to cheat.
Republicans called the bill a federal power grab that curtails states' rights.
It's a vast federal takeover of all American elections. It's a horrible bill. I'm going to do everything I can, and my colleagues are going to do everything we can to prevent it.
Democrats expect no Republican support, but don't need it to move the bill forward to the full Senate, where it faces an uphill battle. The bill being debated today would also make Election Day a national holiday. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
Well, as the pandemic continues showing signs of easing, many adults are worried about returning to restaurants, even after they've been fully vaccinated.
And we're tracking those big storms rolling their way into Lafayette right over rain right now. You could have some small hail as well. More details on this coming up.
Kosher.